Welcome back to the Huddle on Fox Sports 1700, brought to you by 956sports.com, McDonald's, and Christina Salas State Farm Insurance Agency. Want to welcome to the show. We've got head coach Roger Adame of the Mercedes Tigers. Coach, good morning, sir. How are you? Hang on, we're trying to pop you up there. Here we go. Coach, how are you?
We did all right. I mean, we went up there, Carolina. We took a team up there, and I said we really wanted to find out where we're at. Games like this, right off the bat, will give you a true indication of where your team's at. We had two good scrimmages, and wanted to see how these young kids. We got to get some young kids out there and how they reacted to this. And watching the film this morning and then going back to it, did a lot of good things, a lot of positives there that our kids were able to go out there and play. And there are, of course, some mistakes that we're going to be looking at. But overall, I think we had a pretty good performance last night.
Coach, being a longtime Valley football fan, I referred to them as the University of Cal Allen. Are they still that good?
You know what? They're very well coached. Coach Danaher and his staff up there have been there for years. You know, they always got these guys well prepared and disciplined and technique-wise. And, they still got those players that are coming through there. And Cal Allen, no matter what year it is, that they got those players up there.
So when you're laying out your schedule and you're saying, I really want to test my young guys, I got two scrimmages before, and then I can take on somebody that'll give me a viable look at how my team stands.
Right.
What is it about Cal Allen that you said, I want to take those guys on?
And, we looking at Cal Allen, like I said, they're well coached and stuff like that. They're gonna expose any kind of little mistakes or anything that on your team that they feel they can get to, and that gives us an indicator to correct some of these things. And we're a very physical team, and so is Cal Allen. We can go match and play a physical team like that. Our kind of style of football, smash mouth, and put our kids in that environment like that. I mean, last night there at Phil Danaher Stadium, Friday Night Lights up there in one of these state powerhouses. You couldn't beat the feeling and watching those kids and playing something like that and knowing that, you know what, next week we got another good opponent. But they got some really good experience last night.
Coach Roger Adame of the Mercedes Tigers is joining us here in the Huddle on Fox Sports 1700. Coach, as you take on Cal Allen, you go up 6-0. Tell me how you're looking at the game and tell me your early thoughts.
Well, right off the bat, we had an opening kickoff. Went for a touchdown. Brandon Gutierrez, and one of our first Team Oil Valley special teams players, and we really got excited for that. Unfortunately, it was called back for a holding call. So I felt after that first quarter, it should have been 14-0. We got 6-0. We're looking at our guys, and we know what type of team we are. And these guys, a lot of years past, it used to be a mental block for these guys, but I think we were over that, and so they knew they're just going to have to go play some football. But we're really excited. I know the crowd was excited. We were excited to go in there, but it wasn't something that was a surprise. We knew we could go in there and play with them.
And you've hung with them before, so, I mean, you're right. It shouldn't be anything of a surprise, and you should be over the mental block of, hey, we're playing out of Mercedes, and we're taking on these guys from up the bend. What's next?
Well, you know what? Like we said, we watched this film this morning, and as a coach, there's always, it's never as good as it looks, it's never as bad as it looks, and we're really excited with these guys. We came out healthy, and that was kind of one of the main things. These preseason games are to get you ready for the district. I told our guys we could have played a game down here against somebody else and maybe had a different outcome, but we wanted to play somebody like this and get ready for our next opponent. We see some teams like that. I mean, we'll probably see some teams like that in our district. And of course, in the playoffs. But we got another good opponent next week with McCown Rowe, which had a good game last night, and so we're getting ready for that one.
So in the coming weeks, as we're talking to you, what's the one name that right now nobody in this control room knows, but Coach Adame knows, and this is going to be the kid that's going to rise and shine?
Well, I hate to give one name. There's a few kids out there that are doing well, and there's just some names that already been thrown out there, but there's no secret. Some of the guys that we have going out there, but there's some guys. I think our offensive line is doing a tremendous job. They did a good job last night. So there's a few kids out there that are going to do well for us, and their names will be in the newspapers here pretty soon.
So it's safe to say that the Mercedes Tigers are a total team effort.
Oh, and looking at this team, and I talked to our coaches, and I talked to our players. We've had some really good teams in the past, and we've had some really good players. I do feel this team right here is we have a balance in almost every position. we have a couple players that are standout players. Obviously, our outside backer, Fabian Quintanilla. I mean, he's coming back. But overall, we have an overall team position. You look at every position on the team, and we're pretty solid there. So I feel this team is more balanced than the team we've had in the past.
Well, Coach, I was at your game last night and watching Vesna Fabian get the ball there and score that 63-yard touchdown. I think he's going to be one of those players, and he's just a sophomore, Coach. Right. To see him run and to see him perform last night, I mean, he's really a special kid.
Oh, Fabian. I've seen this kid since back in the younger days when he was playing with back in the Pop Warner, and then watch him through junior high. We knew this kid would be special. He's got that real smooth speed. He runs the ball well. If he hits that corner, he's got the good blocking like he did last night and the prior scrimmages. He has the ability to take it all the way. And when you have weapons like that, it makes this a special team.
Coach, when people see the score, well, Mercedes lost 35-6,
right.
Again. But
right.
I was at the game, of course. I do play-by-play for you guys, so I was at that game last night. They couldn't pass against you guys, Coach. You all had them against the ropes until they went to the running game, and they said, okay, we can't pass, so let's line up and let's put our big boys up, and then they moved the ball slowly down the field.
Right.
But your defense is going to be one of the top defenses in the district, whenever you guys get back on the field, because I thought y'all were outstanding last night, and what they did is just lined up because they couldn't pass at all last night against y'all.
That's right. Watching this film this morning, last night, like I said, we got some. We were very we preach physicality here. We preach speed and everybody converting to the ball, and that's what we practice. I mean, these kids, they love to be physical out there, and they're flying to the ball. We take pride in our defense, and I spend most of my time on the defensive side, and so we push these kids. I was really impressed last night. I said we need to set the tone. We know Cal Allen. We played them many years, and we've broken them down many years. And we said they're going to start off in their spread and spread offense, and if you can't shut them down, they'll stay with it. But we know what we can do, and we went out there with a pretty good aggressive game plan, and we got after them. And in those first couple of drives, our kids were really excited. Get the crowd pumped up, get these kids pumped up, making some of those hits and some of those plays.
And I feel like they weren't backing down from them at all. They continued to play even when they were down. They felt like they had an opportunity. Even they were down by a couple of scores, like they can get back into the game. Fabricio Quintanilla had a great game. David Alvarado had a great game. Some of the interior linemen were getting back to the quarterback and applying pressure on him.
Yeah, I mean, so these guys were, and like I said, they love getting out there and playing. Last night, we had our offense had a couple 3-and-outs, and then so we were out there a little bit more, and our kids love it. They thrive on that. And that's something that's been instilled in them. If you get an opportunity, we really believe we can score on defense. We're built to get turnovers, and I told the guys we're one turnover away, we're one interception away from getting back into this game, tying this game, and so they're out there scratching and clawing, trying to help us as much as they can.
Coach Roger Adame of the Mercedes Tigers joining us here in the Huddle on 1700 KVNS. Coach, next week, Nicky Rowe, they got another passing team. These guys like to spread it as well. How do you prep for them?
Nicky Rowe's an awesome football team, and Coach Reyes does a tremendous job with his passing game down there. We just have to see how we can stimulate that here in practice. I told our kids that the game Friday alone, games are won during the week, and Friday will take care of itself. So we got a short week. We're playing on Thursday night, so we got to really put in this time and work today. Coaches got to get in here tomorrow, and then Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday we got to have some good practices. We did get home kind of late last night, but you know what? I told the kids we need to get up here early, and they're ready to go. We watched the film, we put that one behind us, and we got to be on our best game. We got to eliminate some of these mistakes that we had yesterday, penalties and stuff like that, and to play a good football team like Nicky Rowe.
Hey, Coach, well, we thank you for the time. Have a good short week, and we'll catch up with you soon.
I appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much. Head coach Roger Adame of the Mercedes Tigers joining us here in the Huddle on AM 1700 KVNS. Now, if you're driving around and you're listening to the show and you're saying,